Recording.
So after returning back and after a month of conversations and resting and doing a few amount of things over a month after returning, uh, revived to the day of what was the holiday called again? How something's Eve? No. Nano? Shit. It was someone. Nano, why are you not helping?
We lost him.
What is the holiday?
No, you guys don't need me to run this. You're good.
So we arrived on the day of the Eve of Hod, where you dress up as in a costume to prank most likely someone you adore or are very close to. Everyone came in rather interesting costumes. The morning started off very interestingly with Ragnar almost dying after he decided to dress up as a ball of all things. And Davia, mind you, on the hill of all places. And so when Davia arrived, she thought it would have been funny to push him. And he rolled over and over and over again. And quite possibly could have died, considering he's been bedridden and very injured for the past couple of weeks. Eventually he stopped, like the gods, and myself and twin Quentin decided to accompany him and make sure he was okay. Had a few conversations with him as he was puking his guts out all over the floor. I'm sure that Davia enjoyed every moment of it.
She did.
We arrived at the fair, and everyone kind of split apart and went to their own small, separate, perhaps pairings. Halani with Ragnar. Ayla had a conversation with Victor and Tick, where Victor explained essentially the whole dancing around thing that I've been doing. And that she hasn't been realizing that we've been doing for the past couple of months. And so eventually, when she came to me, we had a conversation. We talked about our feelings and confessed about our feelings for each other. They got rather intimate before someone decided to arrive and ruin everything. Someone I thought that was dead for quite a number of years. And apparently they have a job for me in Spurs, so I don't exactly know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to gauge at the moment of what exactly she wants. But we'll see how that goes. That is it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Good job.
No problem. You okay?
I don't know.
I think we broke Nikki today, guys.
Why is it when I thought I was good, you had to recap it like that?
Just to emphasize it, you know.
I hate it. My sides hurt.
In a way, Nikki, you have no one to blame but yourself.
I've done nothing wrong.
Almost killed Ragnar.
He
I
was
put out
asking
the-
for it.
Davia's justifications.
Uh,
I did nothing wrong. He dressed like a ball. He knew what was going to happen.
he got what was coming to it.
Oh,
No more.
Now teach you, nerd.
Nikki sounds like the male chauvinist when he slaps a woman's ass. She dressed that way. She knew what was coming, but instead it's a ball being put downhill.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay. I don't know
The
why I
world will
find
work
it
in a
so
mysterious way, and Davi will find herself in a ball costume rolling down a hill as well.
funny. I don't know why I find it so
You know,
funny.
balls are round.
I just imagine, like, at some point, Nano will put Davir in an Otolux of Brazilian sphere and
No. No.
With Davia's wisdom, that's probably likely. Or is that a deck save? I can never remember.
It's a save she'll have disadvantage on, so she can know pain.
double nat 20.
Right? Somehow with the nat 20, the ball ends up on Ragnar again. And he goes down.
Get rolled down the hill again. The most bizarre counter spell ever. Reverse card.
I'm sorry. Go with the game.
Enjoy these days and laughs. For they'll be coming to an end soon.
Please, I want it to end.
I'm sorry.
I'll mute myself.
So, we're gonna go ahead and start with Davia and Jubei in the maze. Good luck. Hopefully an Autoluke sphere doesn't show up out of nowhere.
You hurt her. You hurt them. You hurt Nikki again, man.
Okay. I'm good.
I hope so. But unfortunately, though, you do. If Nano's making us pick up in there, Jubei has just gotten splashed with a bucket of water on his head. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. I forgot to respond to that. Yeah, okay.
It's okay, Nikki, but we'll pick it up here.
Got it. Okay. Why is the image suddenly really big? Hold on. I'm not gonna look at chat. I'm just gonna look at the game. That's all I'm gonna do.
Come on, guys. We're never gonna get anywhere.
Okay. So he was splashed with water. Okay, Davia voice. How did that go again? He stepped through a door and it fell on him?
Basically, yeah, he went through the doorway, and instead of the classic door frame with a bucket on it, the bucket just magically appeared above him and dumped water upon his head. Because, magic.
Got it. Did it seem like he stepped on anything, or was it just automatic when he stepped through?
He basically activated a sensor.
Is she able to see where the sensor is?
I mean, do you have the ability to detect magic?
Oh, it's like an invisible thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of just watches him for a moment, standing there now, completely soaked. Kind of taps her chin thoughtfully. Is just like, So either that is the correct way, and that is just the trap that is set there, or that is the incorrect door.
Unfortunately, with Bicta, it could be anything.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, I suppose since you are already soaked, why? Ugh! I'm swapping voices. Hold on. I suppose that. I can't do the French right now. Hold on. I need to take a water.
we've laughed the French right out of Nikki.
Home, home.
You gotta laugh in the French accent, Nikki.
The worst part is laughing that loud triggers my asthma, so it's like, oh god, okay.
I forgot you had that. Oof.
Yeah, I do. Thanks, guys. Since you are already soaked, you might as well continue, yes?
I suppose so. Just give me a minute, will you? Junpei's gonna cast Detect Magic. I feel much safer now.
So,
By the way-
are you able to detect where the sensor is?
Yes, I would not stand in this spot right here. And he will point down into the ground. It seems to have a reset delay upon it.
She will step over it.
In any case, I'm glad to see that Picta is once again making things enjoyable for everyone here.
Oh yes, I'm very much enjoying myself. If you want to continue, Meat Shield, I mean Jubei.
Junpei kind of shrugs. Why didn't I my point in life?
Grins at that.
Hey, I know what I built him to be. For the sake of brevity, basically with the rest of the maze, it's a pretty standard fun maze where they go through with various other goofy traps for the sake of simplicity. They'll get past the majority of, but at the end of it, they'll get to a room. When they get to this large, what looks to be kind of a vault door, but it's made out of like wood painted to look like metal. Well, it seems we have come to the end of this stuff here.
With him using Detect Magic, was he able to avoid all the other traps?
Yeah, that's pretty much why he put it up.
Okay, got it.
There were some mundane traps, but they were like, simple enough to dodge for the pair of them.
Got it. I guess she'll try the door. Is it locked or no?
Nope, it kind of just opens up, and then you see this giant room filled with what looks to be gold coins with our little dragon that we have sleeping on top of them.
Squints suspiciously. Is it actual gold coins?
I mean, with Davia's senses, she'd probably realize they don't look quite right.
Okay, so Victor gets to keep his head on. Good to know. She kind of arches a brow, seeing the dragon kind of lounging there, and is just like, does this mean that our dragon is a bit broken if it is guarding fake gold?
Probably Victor just put him here to rest. I mean, it is a baby dragon. I have no idea if they need to sleep on gold or not. I think that's kind of an adult thing.
That is fair.
I think it's got a little throw pillow under it.
Actually, I suppose... gosh, come on. I suppose to the untrained eye, do you think that someone might fall for this sort of gold?
Junpei bends down, picks it up, and goes, I highly doubt it, Davia. as he unwraps it and sees that it's chocolate.
Purses lips at that. Wait, so this is all chocolate.
I would imagine it is supposed to be a treat for the kitties when they get to the end.
Well, considering we seem to be the only one who has made it here, I suppose this is all ours.
Jubei raises an eyebrow at Tavia. It's quite a lot of chocolate, isn't it, Tavia?
It's less for the sake of the chocolate and more learning experience for the little ones.
Ah, be first to the prize.
Exactly. If they want something, they got to grab it immediately. Otherwise, there will be bastards that takes the rest. Right? And she'll start gathering.
Okay. How much pounds could Davia carry?
I was just about to ask if Junpei might have his bag of holding on. Oh wait, no, she has a mini one. I forgot Junpei gave her a mini bag of holding. She's gonna stuff it full of chocolate.
Well, you stuff, which would get rid of the majority of it. Well, I suppose it is time for us to exit the exit there.
She will
As the
pop a
dragon-
chocolate in her mouth and follow.
The dragon just kind of looks at us, kind of raises its head, doing that kind of basset hound look, and then puts its head back down and starts snoring again.
This is very important, though. Did we get all the chocolate?
For the sake of this, Nikki, just roll a D2. 1 is a yes, 2 is a no. Whether your bag could fit it all.
Damn it!
No, we couldn't get all of it, just the most of it. Ah.
Seeing that, Davia will look at Junpei and say, do you think that you are able to get back into the castle and get the other bag of holding?
He's gonna just blink at her and go, Davia, you really want me to run all the way back to the castle? Run back here, go through that maze again, grab the bag of holding, and fill it full of the rest of the chocolate.
Arches a brow. Did I stutter?
Well, I suppose we could check, but I could just, I don't know, put them in my pocket. There's not that much left.
That is also an option, yes. Look at you using your head. Very good.
They will swipe the last of the chocolate. Now, out of character as they leave, luckily Victor assumed this was going to happen with Davia. And
How would he know?
Because he knows Davia enough. I knew this was going to happen.
He doesn't know she likes chocolate. She's never said that.
No, but he does know Davia tends to take anything that's not nailed down.
That's fair. That is fair.
Besides, all that's happened is when you leave, there's been skeletons who are literally just making new chocolate coins in a never-ending supply in case other kids have that idea too. He's got 3 Minotaur children running around. He wouldn't be surprised if they ate all the chocolate, then came out. But we leave with, I don't know, 50 pounds worth of chocolate.
A job well done. Let me put that in her inventory. 50 pounds of chocolate. Crap, how do I add a new item? Nano.
It should be at the, if you got the...
You got an inventory, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on inventory.
You... Yeah, I've done it before.
Hit the lock icon,
Hit the
make
lock.
sure it's red.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh!
Next to the downtime, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. 50 pounds of chocolate.
You guys aren't proving to me that you can run this without me. I'm disappointed.
I never said that.
I was
Yeah, we
mean.
I
Yeah,
know
you-
that I'm not capable of many things. Thank you very much. There we go.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
You have
Do
chosen
it.
wisely.
Nikki will just be laughing again.
Oh no.
I think just
Anyway,
saying-
Nano,
Mhm.
did you? So in the text RP, apparently Cinder, Davia, and Victor are now heading to Agarum at some point during the month break. So
Oh yeah.
That'll be fun.
You're welcome.
Yo, what?
To do what?
To find out information about Korra or
Didn't you
any.
already do this?
Did I?
I could have sworn we went through this once before.
Not really. We didn't actually like. She went there briefly. She didn't thoroughly investigated. But
Yeah, wasn't that with the party when we were only there for like a couple of
yeah, we
hours?
were
and then
only,
vamped
only
out?
there for a little bit. And also in that time, I don't think it was. Yeah. But also, if there's nothing for it, it's fine. I just wanted to put it up there.
I'll have to think.
Also, I just
Okay.
read the recap you wrote. There was no making out. How dare you?
Ah, sorry.
But yeah, anyway, so I suppose with Huffy and Chube leaving the festivities, did anybody else want to do a scene stuff before I make things a little heavier in a minute here?
Oh boy.
Is Esteban and Ayla pretty much wrapped up? I know I totally forgot to reply.
It's all good. I guess if there was nothing else,
I
Esteban
don't know
had to-
anything that was.
Yeah, then Ayla was gonna kind of just spend the time distracting him with the dance practice.
Fair enough. Performance rolls!
Ooh,
Okay,
let's
Halani.
see.
What?
Is Halati doing anything?
Oh, not bad.
Hey, pretty good. I rolled an 11.
Not really.
Nano, is there anything else you need to do before I continue? Or we continue?
Proceed.
Fair enough. So, anyways, after Davi and G have been walking for a bit, and I'm assuming before we get to the finale that Victor had set up for everything, Jubei would probably start having a bit of a thoughtful look on his face. We'll say I don't know what Davi would want to eat at a carny.
I mean,
For the
she's got a
gang.
bunch of chocolate,
Chocolate
now.
coins.
I know. It's the greatest treasure ever for Davi. Wait, this is chocolate and gold.
Pretty much.
Greatest treasure.
Even though she still like keeps that expression of indifference, I'd say since Jubei knows her very well, he probably still sees that like kind of childlike delight in her eyes.
I figured when you stole all the chocolate coins, like, no, this is Davia's childhood coming in. Like, chocolate money. This is money you can eat.
Exactly.
Or
Because he knows Davia loves her chocolate. So
Yeah, or in the treasury. Oh god.
It just melts. What is it?
why is the gold all sticky? It's to deter thieves. They'll never want to touch it.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Alright. Let's try to find the game and
Oh yeah. In any case, so I guess Jibei would, if Toffee is moment of stealing 50 pounds worth of chocolate coins from the maze.
Worth it. Also, I gotta get my inhaler. I'll be right back.
I love chocolate coins.
Yeah, to catch you up, Juby and Davia just finished walking through the maze, the dragon's den.
It says I don't have permission to access the world.
Nano, that's your call.
Screenshot what you're looking at and send it to me.
I can just show you my
Or
screen.
share screen. Whatever way you want to do it.
Okay, back.
Okay, hang on.
Technical difficulty.
Did you put in your password?
I don't know what it is.
Your roll 20 pass. Well, actually, hang on.
There's no passwords on this one. At least I don't
Really?
have a password.
No,
You
for some reason her thing got changed to none. I don't know how that happened. You should be good now.
Oh yay! It's good. Alright, we're the same level?
I think you level. What level is everyone?
Give me a second as I get in.
I'm pretty sure Ares wasn't here the last time we leveled up.
Yeah.
It's gonna take like a minute to load in for me.
No worries.
Wait, I have chocolate coins on my desk.
Oh, I'll share.
Oh,
Nikki gets to LARP.
I do.
Are you gonna leave it on your desk like that?
Nikki's LARPing to the full extent. What a coincidence.
I'm gonna take a picture so you guys can see.
The mental connection here is amazing.
I forgot I got it for St. Patty's Day.
Patty's Day.
Patties.
You patty.
Alright, I'm in. Alright. Good.
Actually, I actually never asked. Is that a thing down in Australia?
Everyone's level 8.
It's just another day to get drunk.
That's where it is everywhere. I just
But
didn't
it-
know if you
but
guys
it-
celebrated it.
we- It's not an official holiday, but we have events for St. Patty's Day because we
And
have a
it's
lot
not
of people. Yeah, we have a lot of people from UK here, so
That makes sense. It's not a holiday here either.
yeah.
Oh,
It's just,
Storm,
let's get drunk.
do you guys have a Remembrance Day in Australia for the Great Emu War?
We have a Remembrance Day for
as
fucking yeah,
for
our
like
own thing,
war stuff.
For what?
Our own like war.
our
when-
own war that we had stuff.
Yeah, it was like
Aboriginal War?
no.
Everyone's level 8.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, we're level 9. No,
Alright,
it was like Gallipoli. I'm pretty sure where like a bunch of Australian soldiers like basically ran to their deaths.
Oh, okay.
Like they beached on shore and it was just a fucking field of death. Anyways, that's off topic.
A little, just a little. The golden coins at least match what we were doing.
Hey, I didn't bring it here.
Beachlandy could match what you're doing soon.
I have to because this is the level that everyone multi-classes, so I have to pick what multi-class everyone would go into.
Oh my god.
Well, you got time to decide. In any case, I guess back to the game if Nikki's ready.
Mm-hmm.
Says with a mouthful of chocolate.
It's been a while.
Nikki's taking the LARP up to the full thing. Now you just gotta talk like Davi with a mouthful of chocolate.
Oh god, that's not happening. It's gonna be hard.
Jeez. There's nothing sexier than a tiefling with a mouthful of chocolate.
Oh
Right?
my gosh.
I mean, there's a lot of things sexier with tieflings in general, so I mean...
A tiefling stan, bless. Tieflings are the best.
I'm playing a tiefling!
Yes.
What?
Sorry, Nano. I heard tieflings and I got very excited. Continue.
You apologize to me. I'm not saying anything.
Who's going? Oh, Heath, you're the one who's going ahead.
We've discouraged him. It was a joke.
Any cases, Jube is when Ethan gets bit later, and Davi is still mowing on 50 pounds of chocolate. I'll just say, for the sake of comedy, Jube got a cotton candy stick from the orc. I'm forgetting the name. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Guck
Guck.
or was Guck? That's it.
Just call him filthy.
No, that's it.
That's Ayla.
Yeah.
No.
That's Ayla, yeah. After a bit, though, after having fun for the last few hours with Davia, you do see a sullen look start to come across his face as he starts thinking about some things.
I got chocolate in my mouth.
And that is what Davia says.
Becomes even more sullen.
One sec. Okay. For someone who is enjoying a treat right there, you got a bit of a sullen look on your face.
Sorry there, Davia. I was just thinking, we were discussing my... He kind of looks down at his arm. Situation. I thought just occurred to me when we were walking around town here. I have to admit I am a bit worried. Something like this, as he looks at us, hearing it. W, do you wonder what the price for such a thing could be?
I do not believe that we should assume that there is going to be a price. I mean, that is what we thought for Satoshi now, and he's come back fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Satoshi's arm is still showing the signs of the curse minimum, right?
Yeah, but no pain or anything.
Yeah. I suppose that is true, but... I don't know, Davia. I can't help but start to wonder. I've been studying more magic with Victor since I have been back. Actually, I've gotten pretty good at it, to be honest with myself. By the way, I don't know if Davia... Well, Davia's perception is not the best. Jubei has what looks to be a small spell book attached to him right now,
Okay.
as he is one class in wizard, thanks to Victor.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Victor's been... that's how I wrote in his war wizard. Victor's teaching him magic proper. But one thing I have been learning with Victor is the more powerful the spell, generally the greater the cost it is to use it. Or in this case, remove it. I'm not sure if Skygor may have implemented some fail-safes with these.
As a reminder, Skygor was the one that actually gave it to him, right?
Yeah, Skygor gave it to him directly.
Okay. Alright, could be like similar to other sorts of curses. If you destroy the source, perhaps the curse itself will disappear.
This is possible. But you once again notice Yubicat almost bite his lip in thought again, as if he's got something bad he wants to point out, but is debating upon it. But to be fair, Daviat, Skygor is a devil, or a demon. Destroying his mortal coil is not the same as destroying him.
did mention to you, yes, what I had originally planned for him, correct?
Yes, I can get the sense of where you are going with this, but what I am trying to get at, though, is that if his presence is eradicated off of this plane, maybe that will disappear off the plane as well.
Still kind of nod.
I suppose that is possible, Tabea. For the time being, I suppose I am worrying about nothing. There's little we can do about it till the time comes.
Exactly.
just-
Do not catastrophize before we know what you might actually be facing.
I suppose you are right, Tabea. That is wise decision.
Oh yes, I am full of wise thoughts.
Sorry, just the way you
double checking
paused.
her wise modifier, wisdom modifier.
-1. I know it's -1.
Yeah.
I know it's -1 because your wisdom is the same as my. Because your insight is the same as my deception.
With that knowledge, her words don't change.
You know, the worst part about being unwise is you're never wise enough to know it.
Exactly.
Jimmy, I was just more laughing at the fact that you had to pause at wise thoughts. As like I was for a second wonder, it's like, stop, I gotta go wise ass, but.
Yes, that is true, Tabea. But you know me. I thought I would just share my thoughts with you, since I did mention I would try my best to keep doing that to you just recently.
Just kind of a small twitch to her brow at that. And yes, you better continue.
Of course, that is why I am telling you these thoughts now, but as I say, for the time being, we will keep moving forward.
Kind of glances over towards him and the worried look on his face. Kind of lightly bumps her elbow to not elbow, like the upper arm area against his side before walking straight again. Do not worry about it for now. At the moment, it is a festival, yes?
You are right. We should be jolly where we can. Besides, Victor said he has that special event planned here very soon.
I'm curious as to what special is for him, but I suppose we will see.
I just hope the castle survives.
I hope the coin room survives.
I like how Nikki lost the accent discussing.
Yeah.
Well, that was the big thing I needed to say. Get done with Juby and Dobby. Anybody else got something before we get to the end of this stuff?
Not all at once.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Wow.
No.
All right.
I guess I just described what happens here, Nano.
Yeah, and people can react to it.
Unless you want to have something here. I mean, again, you're DM, man.
Look at me. You're the DM here now.
Sure. So at the end of the night, when everybody's together, Victor with Tick, though I know Judah's not here to do this, we'll have it goes, welcome everybody to the grand event tonight for the festival. And I would like to take your attentions towards the sky as we on Tick have prepared a spectacular show for everyone to see. And basically what's occurred here is Tick and Victor have created a massive fireworks display using their magic and technology sets up. Basically creating various images of various scenery. Kind of think of like Gandalf at Lord of the Rings fireworks display. But with various romantic and terrifying pictures mixed in because, Halloween Valentine's Day is very weird. But one comical thing is, just for the sake of a gag, you would also see one skeleton as Victor and Tick want to try one more crack at their flying machine and basically make like what looks to be a Rocket Man pack on the thing as the skeleton takes off into the air and looks like it's going well till it explodes out of nowhere, and that one's just a normal fire explosion. And then, bits of bone just kind of rain down.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's another one for the drawing board.
So everybody gets to watch this lovely fireworks display. Some of them speak to people, some of them do other things to people, I guess. But for the most part, everybody enjoyed their time. The second part of this, which we can just skip over if nobody has anything they want to do in this sort of situation, is the dance section. We just got a normal ball. That goes from, what time does the fireworks start?
I mean, it would have been just as when night hits. So, I mean, it depends what when the sun dips at this place now.
Yeah, probably about 7:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay, so yeah, would have been at that point.
The ball lasts till about midnight, and then that's when everything kind of wraps up. So, do you want to do anything in that particular situation? Or are you all done with it?
You sound very muffled.
Yeah, really.
Is that better?
No, keep talking.
Kinda.
Slightly.
Hang on.
There we go.
There you go.
Are you just leaning back in your chair?
No.
No? Oh, is
I
you
had
muffled?
something in my face, dude.
Oh, you're muffled again.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, because you have issues where your mic gets muffled sometimes.
Maybe my mic's going bad.
Maybe.
Suppose it's possible.
So I know noise suppression isn't on. That's the only thing I can think about. How muffled is it?
Pretty
Somewhat.
muffled. It's hard to hear you. Hard to understand you.
Alright, well, does anybody have anything you want to do during the ball portion of this, or do you guys just want to skip over it?
I mean, I don't mind if Nikki wants to, but I also don't mind skipping over it.
Yeah, I mean, Jube and Davia would do their thing, but I don't think there's anything significant that would happen here.
Yeah, it's just like
Oh.
Esteban and Ayla would probably be dancing. But
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything significant.
Yeah, my memory is foggy. Hold on.
I mean, ironically, Victor would ask Cass to dance, and that would just be a funny image.
Aries.
Evan really isn't doing anything.
No, Victor asked Cass to dance.
Oh, Cass! Oh, huh. Hmm.
How would even Victor go about it?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
would you-
just
I
given
need-
the height difference
I
as
need-
well. How funny that would be.
I need you to do something because right now, like if you don't mind, Heath,
Okay, what do you need me to do, Aries?
just what would Victor do to ask this? Like, I need more of like a visual representation of like what's he doing.
Okay, well, Victor would be in his duds and would approach Cass and go, "Would you like to dance with me, Cass?" It's a lovely night when the music is quite pleasant.
I don't dance.
Oh, come on, everybody dances a little. What if you don't know? I could teach you.
Does this have any benefit of sorts?
Well, it has the benefits of doing the aerobics and helping the heart the palpitate and create this sort of situation for social and exercise gathering.
Okay, but I. You see, like, she looks to the side for like a second, like, she never did anything like this before, and she's just trying to think of, like, just something. This will be a first for me. I'm
Well,
just
it will
warning
be a
you.
very well, then it'll be a very important step in the scientific process, yeah?
I suppose. And she looks to Victor and just is kind of confused on what to do at this point and waits for him to do something.
Victor will take her hand, take her out to the dance floor, and knowing that the height difference makes it difficult to dance, he's got a really stupid meme-ish way of dealing with this, where he just animates a pair of skeleton legs as like shoe lifts. I've had to learn to do this for all my wives.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I that wasn't in character, Nikki. That was or Aries. That was just me making a meme.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I was just saying for the fact, like, he's had to learn how to dance like this with all his wives, man. All his wives were over like 7 feet.
Mhm.
He learned tricks. Uh,
Yeah, I guess you dance with Cass, and she just is fumbling, and this is something she is not used to.
Victor would teach her. He knows how. With the amount of
Still.
kids he's had, he's taught dancing before. As you guys watch a little tiny gnome on skeleton legs dancing. Imagine Tuba and Davi are dancing. Tuba just looks over and goes, "That is perhaps the oddest sight I've seen. And considering we have been battling dragons, demons, and demonic children of underwater passages with interdimensional vortexes, battling gods, that says a lot."
Davia kind of looks over, kind of quirks a brow with that. Well, I suppose you cannot fault him for aiming big, eh?
Indeed, I like that. This, Victor always aims for the sky sort of thing, it seems, eh?
That is very true, but kind of has like a thoughtful look on her face, and then glances over to him with another arched brow. So I suppose that I could say the same for you as well. You aimed for the highest that you could go.
One could say I shot for the gold, yes?
Ah, there you go. And I guess, yeah, Davia would enjoy her time dancing with Jubei. With Ayla, there is something on her mind, but I'm not sure if she'd bring that up now or at another point. So,
how well would she be hiding it? When would she have this? Would she have like a face at all giving it away? Estevan's fairly insightful, so
yeah, I'm trying to figure out if it's something that would be like
displayed.
nagging at the forefront of her mind or kind of like nagging at the back, you know?
Yeah.
Basically, what's on her mind is still very much the misunderstanding in their conversation with Estevan's response to her question.
Mm-hmm.
And her just being like, wait, is my future now gonna be basically a side hoe? Oh god.
Damn you, owlbear stuffy.
gotta think, because, like, would she still be riding the high currently of them coming clean with one another? Or would that still be there? Sorry, I'm very indecisive.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, she'd probably bring it up, yeah. Or not bring it up, but like there'd be these moments when the two of them are dancing and she has a bit of a small furrow to her brows, like every so often, like something kind of came to mind, and like her lips part like she's about to say something, but then she kind of closes it.
Is there something on your mind, Ayla?
Oh, I, mm, mm, there is, I guess, but I don't know. I want to enjoy, this evening, together at the same time. It's also sort of in my head a bit, I guess.
What exactly is on your mind?
I don't know if you remember, what I asked you earlier, in the festival.
There's quite a number of things.
Yeah, I guess that's true. More specifically, when I asked, if, me and, this, and she gestures between the two of them, um, might get in the way of what you initially, um, told me that you were looking for when you first came here. And you said that it wouldn't be an issue since, you go for what you want and everything, and you still plan on doing what you need to do. So
What exactly are you referring to about when I said I came here speaking of what I had planned to do? Because I did say a number of things as well. I talk a lot.
I mean, it's nice listening to you talk, so I don't mind it. Um, uh, more specifically, I guess, when you were talking about your mother and how, you were eventually going to, um, take over one day, and, were seeking, uh, a partner when you do so, and
Ah,
I of course don't want to get in the way of that. But I guess I still feel kind of weird. If this is me being here and then that also happening. I guess.
Ayla, that is in conjunction with our relationship. I don't plan on seeking anyone else. I want to see where us goes. I'm not looking for perhaps that is a very far away goal. It's something I perhaps say as a throwaway line. It is indeed something that I'm looking for, but it's a passing thing. It is me seeing where the waters take me and who I meet. And seeing what happens when I meet that person. Perhaps they are the one that eventually I settle down with. Perhaps they are not. But that is only learned through spending time with them. But the intent is that when you spend intimate time with someone, that you believe that they are truly that person that you want to settle down with. Otherwise, you'd be leading them on. And I don't want to lead you on, Ella.
I kind of do a roll for smart Ayla or dumb Ayla's gonna come out. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh
Dumb Ayla.
god.
Super dumb Ayla. The dumbest of Aylas. This is the owlbear all over again.
Oh god.
Okay, no, Nikki, can I do something to distract this just for the sake of a meme?
What?
Victor will be coming by with dancing. Go, excuse us for just cutting through.
Kind of parts, taking a step back so the two can make their way through, and just kind of looks off at them kind of oddly.
Did they move through as they were dancing? Like cut through the two of them?
Probably given Cass's bad dancing and Victor's on skeletal legs, he's probably just trying to keep her from running people over. I just think that's funny with a nat 1. To the owlbear.
One kind of steps back and pinches the bridge of his nose as they fall by. Waits for them to stumble across. Pulls his hand back and then goes back to how he was looking towards Ayla with a kind smile. Anyways,
I guess that makes sense. I guess I'm still uncertain. I mean, I understand, of course, because you have that sort of an important future to take into consideration. So,
It-
if this is
it-
the kind of thing you want to do until that person comes along, I understand.
you're that person. I don't want to be with anyone else.
So when you say getting to know, you mean me?
Yes, I do.
Oh. 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 Okay. She starts kind of like babbling a bit, kind of not really making much sense of her words as it gets quieter and quieter, and her face very much turns beet red. Kind of looks down. There's kind of this almost how to describe it. Kind of, I guess, childish almost smile on her face that she's like trying to keep off, but it's kind of stuck there. And she just kind of, as the mumbling trails off, she just kind of repeatedly nods her head a little.
Yeah, so it's fine. Relax.
Oh no, I'm relaxed. I don't. A new feeling, I guess.
You feel
Yeah. It's like happy, but times 100, I guess. I'm not sure how to explain that. Sorry.
overjoyed.
Yeah. If that's what it is, yeah.
There is a certain amount of feelings, but I won't go into detail about what exactly they are at this moment. I think right now we should just enjoy the time.
Yes, of course. And Esteban, I'd like to
Hmm.
get to know more about you too. And she offers him a soft, smaller smile.
In time. I've there's a lot to get through.
She
But,
gives a small shake of her head, kind of holding up a hand to stop him. Not now, of course. I meant
of course.
more in the same of
I
what
know.
you said to me.
But, do not think that I plan on chasing any other people. That's, that is not how I do things.
Okay. Thank you for telling me. I do feel a lot better knowing that.
It's the least I can do.
Okay. She'll continue dancing with him with a much more noticeable kind of pep to her step now. It's a lot of eavesdropping.
No. Uh, she's probably dealing with Ragnar's very awkward dancing.
Mm,
And yes, Evan, you can change your catapult to absorb elements. That's fine.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, I'll handle it for you here in a bit.
I'm really terrible at doing so.
What's Everin doing at the dance part?
Died. Hmm.
Died? Okay.
I'm sure.
That
Okay.
makes leveling up easy.
Hmm. Everyone will dance with the Minotaur kids.
She'll what?
We'll dance with the Minotaur kids. Try to teach them how to dance. I guess. I don't know.
Poor
Oh, the
Everin will be
Minotaur kids.
run ragged as the three Minotaur children
she
just pass her about like crazy.
Would she dance with Quentin?
Quentin, I mean, he has said it was uncomfortable that they were together, so I'm respecting that.
Okay.
But no, I mean the Minotaur children would play with Everett and dance with her. I mean, half of them are close to her height, anyways, considering how big Minotaurs are.
Cypher would dance.
Cinder will dance with everyone.
Everyone happily accepts.
It's more of just Cinder standing in place and everyone teaching her what to do, not
Yeah.
understanding the point of dancing.
It's okay.
But I'm gonna roll Cinder's poor attempt. Where's my sheet? I'm gonna give her disadvantage because she doesn't understand the concept. Why do I have 10 health?
I don't know. Why do you have 10 health?
What did Cinder walk into this time?
Moment. Big ol' 6.
Hopefully you don't get your foot stepped on, because it's gonna hurt.
Everyone isn't doing that well either.
Alright, just for poops and smiles.
Technically, twice as good as Cinder.
At least it's better than nothing.
Even the injured Ragnar dance is better than
Cinder,
Cinder.
as expected, he is a fucking +7. You can't beat. You can't. I like. You literally cannot dance worse than Cinder.
Yeah, literally, even an
You're
at one
right.
would be an 8.
You're right. I'll show you a gif of what Ragnar's doing in the middle of the bowl. Give me just a second here.
Does
There you go.
By the way, I would also say that. Sorry, you go.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, how does Everin look when she at the bowl?
Evan looks kind of like melancholy in general, but she's just kind of just there.
Okay.
Tom would ask Everin if she wanted to dance.
Who's that?
One of the frickin' lackeys we saved from the
This-
village.
This guy. This guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
by the magic circle.
right. Who is he?
He's one of the peasants we saved. Remember?
Wasn't he from the Wasn't he from the burning town?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
one of the guys that held the line with Ragnar.
Was Tommen the Tommen was the act? Wasn't Tommen the guy with the axe? You couldn't hit squat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was couldn't remember
Somehow
Tommen was.
he survived.
Yeah, we're all like, how did Tommen survive this?
Fucking head.
Well, what happened is Ragnar and a couple of Aeson's comrades held the line, and he had Tommen and Weseth go get the villagers evacuated. That's how both of them survived. Otherwise, they would have fucking died.
We were more how he survived the first assault when he was fighting with us and he couldn't hit anything.
Oh well, there were plenty other targets.
I know. So like he obviously was a non-threat.
Oh god, you guys had that little owl dude then too.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can I change haste with dispel magic?
Are you sure you want to do that?
I.
Are you sure you want to do that? I'll allow it.
I mean, you get your new spells, Ares. Why are you switching it? You are capable of switching like a first or second level spell for a third level too, you know.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, I kind of like chromatic orb, absorb elements, and mage armor. I kind of need those.
No, yeah. But I don't know what
I
your
mean-
second spells are.
Chromatic orb is just now, well, soon to be smiting power. So
She took another level in
Sorcerer.
sorcerer.
okay, understood.
What's your second level spells?
Misty Step Shatter.
God, I forget how few spell sorcerers get.
Yeah, sorcerer fucking makes me cry.
I'm currently crying right now. These suck.
Well,
Let me-
okay. So because Nano uses spell versatility, every time you do a long rest, you can replace one of your spells with another spell, but it has to be the same level.
That's what I'm currently doing right now, and I'm like,
Oh, I mean, whatever. Do what you need for that, I suppose. Because your third levels are only lightning bolt and haste right now, right?
no,
Counterspell.
lightning bolt, haste,
Counter-
counterspell.
Yeah.
And then my fourth level is banishment dimension door, and my fifth level is Synaptic Static.
Yeah, I don't actually know that spell.
Here, I'll post it.
It's nonsense.
This is what it does.
Until it's saving throw.
No, wait, I guess Otley's didn't have 5th level spells.
No, but some Synaptic Static, super good.
This a new spell? Or am I just never bothered to look at it?
I forgot
It's
where
been
it's from.
I
Make a
think it's
check.
XP.
All right, I
Very-
swapped out haste and dispel magic, so you should be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
It's
Jubei can
Satisfars.
self haste now.
Yeah, it's
so.
XG.
Yeah, no, Jubei's capable of self-hasting, so I don't need it. Jubei doesn't need it
I
anymore.
have 0. I have a 10 in con. I don't think I should be the one hasting anymore.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Ragnar's trying to cut a rug in the middle of all this, but it's not going too well. Anybody else doing anything?
No.
No, I think we're all good.
Nope.
All right. As the ball ends, everybody begins to file out. You know, some couples head off together.
Ooh.
I have to ask if any of the couples here are doing that because there's one in particular that might have something happen, but I don't want to say who.
Okay,
It might be. Who knows?
Well,
so okay, so the couples are splitting off. You're asking,
Yeah, I'm asking if any of the couples within the group are splitting off like that. I mean,
Splitting off where?
to get a
hang
private
on.
moment.
I just heard ominous music all of a sudden. I was like, where's this coming from?
There's a killer coming from behind you.
Jason Voorhees is coming after you all. Alright, I found the noise. The source. Anyway, yeah. I just need to know which pairs are heading off together and staying together for the night.
Esteban Elo.
Doesn't have to be anything happening particular.
I mean, Davi and Jubei, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Okay.
both of my characters room with the other person, so or not really room for Esteban and Ayla, just kind of spend night.
Isn't that rooming?
Rooming means living in the same. Well, no, that's not what Jubei and David. Okay, so
Yeah,
never
Davi
mind.
has their own room.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If anybody's moving into the room, it's gonna be Jubei. He's too stubborn for that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Davi will just break open the side wall and just be like, "Well, this is
Yeah,
my room now as well."
Just imagine he knocked the wall down. It was easier to knock the wall down.
He doesn't even ask Jubei, just does it.
You know what? Canonly, that would be hilarious if that's what Davi was doing for the 3 months he was
month.
gone, is tore down the wall between their bedrooms.
I mean,
Reverse
turns out she
Trump.
actually needed to place in another support beam, so there's actually a ceiling collapse.
I mean,
Oh
she'd
my
do
God.
it. So you know what? Sure, let's say she did that during the couple months away.
How would have Jubei reacted to that?
He probably would have blinked, kind of shrugged, and just lived on with it. It's like, it's not that surprising, really.
Davi is like,
Alright.
"I made adjustments to our room."
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll let you share my bed.
There was a cave in, your bed got destroyed.
But she
Yeah.
hasn't done that with the treasury.
Oh god. I mean, she probably already has like a secret tunnel to it.
I mean, I'm sure with all this extra space in her room now, she'd move some of it in almost.
Alright.
Just stuffed with gold coins. This is the most.
She doesn't need items.
Alright, well, with that in mind, I guess people split off to go their different ways. It's about 3 in the morning that Esteban's room has a slight knock.
By the way, that does remind me what I was going to say earlier before we got cut off. Was Victor did have Igor trying to watch his ex from a distance to keep an eye on her, because he did promise he'd do that.
Igor would have lost her eventually.
Hmm. Fair enough.
Should I roll a perception check?
Go for it.
Probably
Oh,
not.
this is Estevan's room, you said?
Yeah, Ayla can roll me a perception check too,
Yeah.
since she's being lewd in there.
She's not being glued. They've been sleeping over for months now.
That's the definition of lewd. They're probably holding hands in there.
Absolutely.
Gross.
Each other in their PJs and everything.
Ugh.
14.
Funnily enough, Estevan sleeps soundly. Ayla, you hear a slight knock at the door.
Fuck's sake.
I mean, she's. No. She met the ex, so she knows that caution is good. So she would lightly tap Esteban's shoulder and kind of whisper, "There's someone knocking at your door. I'm going to check on it."
Send them away, I'm sleeping.
Okay. Have a good night's sleep. Sure.
This is where Ayla dies. Opens the door and
I had the
stab.
opportunity, and I'm just like, no, I'm supposed to go back to sleep. What?
Oh no!
Ayla will. She's always been a very cautious person, though, so Ayla is going to. Hold on.
I'm gonna see if he realizes, actually.
Yeah, she'll flip out her short bow, just to rest by her side, out of sight from where the door creaks open. I'm
So glad that this has happened.
open the door a crack to peek out.
You see a tuft of bright red hair.
Bright red hair. Was that the?
That was the excess hair.
Okay. And that Ayla kind of has a bit of a frown on her face. Still has bow ready at her side, but otherwise, doesn't really react upon it as she just says, hello?
Oh my. I expected him to be alone. As soon as he got himself someone new.
It's rather, late at night. Do you...
Yes, I do apologize. I suppose he's more involved in his sleep. Perhaps you could step out here for a moment.
Esteban gets up.
I thought you were asleep.
He was drifting, but like the wisdom check would be to be if he remembers or not to be cautious. Perception was for another last round check to see if he hears. Ella, who's at the door?
Oh, crap. I'm forgetting her name. What's her name again?
Mila.
Mila. She mouths the words over to him. Mila.
What? Oh. Give me a moment. Slides out of bed. Puts on his silk nightgown.
While he's doing that, Ayla's gonna turn her attention out the door again, kind of ask her, why do you need me to step out?
Oh, well, if he's up, I don't need you.
Nope. I'm here.
By the way, you can put the bow away.
How did she see through doors?
Perception check. She rolled high.
Like she could see through a door, though.
I mean, you do have an odd positioning holding a bow, I suppose, when you open the door.
No, not like in both hands in one hand.
You're like holding it to the side, like behind the door.
Yeah, like one would hold a dagger or any
out.
other. Yeah.
What were you planning to do with that then?
She just have it on hand if needed.
Or what about an arrow?
She has arrows on her.
She
In her
sleeps with them?
nightgown? You know, like. Then you would see the quiver on you, Nikki. Like.
Not
what
on
do
her
I
back. She keeps it always nearby wherever she sleeps because she doesn't even before sleeping in the same room as Esteban. Always has some weapon nearby.
She's gonna beat them with a bow.
Most
I
people
mean-
grab a dagger. Nikki grabs a bow and arrow.
She has a dagger on her if needed, but her go-to's the bow.
Well, regardless. Esteban, are you coming out?
He makes his way over towards
I'm
the door.
sure you'd much rather have this conversation between the two of us.
What do you want?
Well,
Kind
come
of
out here and
standing fully at the door now. Why do you want me to go outside?
because I respect what we used to have and what you might have now.
Inside check. She have ill intent.
Wow. No.
He steps outside.
Ayla kind of looks between them a little anxiously, just kind of giving Esteban a glance of what should she do.
He gives her a reassuring smile. Just kind of giving her a nod, as in trying to imply to stay.
Okay. Ayla will just kind of rest, have the door still open just to peek, and just kind of lean against the door frame.
Mila looks at that, kind of quirks her brow. Well, if she's just gonna stand there behind a mostly closed door, then she can just open it and join the conversation. I gave you the chance, and well, you seem to not trust me for some reason, so might as well be open about it.
You're essentially a ghost from my past. So I have no reason to trust you per se, considering that I essentially
Well, how do you influence me? After what you did, anybody shouldn't be trusting. It would be
It's
me.
really
I think
hard to hear you.
yeah, it's really hard to hear you.
She says, "Oh, how you wound me. If anybody shouldn't be trusting, it's me after what you did." Basically,
I know what I did. But the reason why I'm not trusting you is simply because of the fact that vengeance is a thing.
I don't want revenge against you. If I wanted that, I would have done it a long time ago,
I'm sure.
and in much different means than showing myself.
You never know. I'm still wary. You can come out here.
Paranoid.
As always. Well, I'm sure you wouldn't know that these days. I was rather less so back then. Fairly, considering heading to the ruins, I was getting more and more skeptical. But
What
I
if
guess
I gave you a very good reason to trust me?
what?
She pulls out a bag and pulls out this small photo and hands it to you.
Grabs
On
the
that
photo.
photo, you see a little young girl that looks much like Mila.
Okay.
That's your
This is-
daughter.
Ooh.
He looks at the photo.
I just imagine right now there'd be like Jerry.
Looks back at her. Looks back down at the photo and pulls it closer and just kind of squints at it. Looks back at her. No. No.
Yes. Why would I lie about that?
I don't know. Why just why wouldn't you? To fuck with me?
No. Quite literally, you're the one who fucked with me. You know how hard it was to raise her? Especially in the Georgianite army? It wasn't easy.
It was. It was gonna step out a bit more, kind of rest a calming hand against Esteban's arm and peek at the photo, and just kind of casually say, "Well, I guess is Mina her name, right?
Mila.
Mila. Is she human?"
Mila? As far as you know, yeah.
Okay, so Ayla kind of speaks up and just says, "So she's half human, half tiefling?"
No. Does she know Esteban? I didn't know until after our daughter was born.
Ooh, that makes Ayla quickly shoot a look over at Esteban.
She knows.
Well, let's just say that our daughter has the lovely ability to shapeshift her appearance. She looks more like me when I was younger because she has no reference for what Esteban looks like. And honestly, I prefer her to look like me because if I have her try to look like Esteban or some form of child between the two of us, it's not quite perfect and people can tell what she is.
I'm so sad that Judah missed out on this reveal.
Mhm.
Every time he's missing.
Pretty much, yeah.
um I quite frankly I'm lost for words. What do you want me to do?
Well, do you trust me now, or are you still going to be weird?
Fine.
Lovely. You remember our old accomplice? Berengar was his name?
Vaguely.
The elf that always had the holier than thou attitude towards us. Well, I recently found out that that weapon I'm sending you after, well, it has affected him kind of like mine has affected me, but his is much worse.
Alright.
Please, please be sure that staff gets destroyed and not taken by somebody else.
Destroy the staff from Ferengar. And
Precisely.
not taken by anyone else. What does the staff even do?
Well, that much I don't know. The reason
know what
I
this-
wouldn't do it myself is because the way these weapons tend to work is When they're near each other, they hunger for the other's power, and, well, my own weapon is hard enough to deal with. I don't need it eating the power of another.
What is this weapon called?
Ooh, hang on. Let me pull up my notes. Simply known as Echo.
Okay.
I believe the namesake kind of tells you what it might be able to do.
Mm,
And Farengar was, well, quite the wizard when we knew him.
fine.
Do be careful, Esteban. I have told much about you to our daughter, and she's very eager to meet you. Perhaps once
Wonderful.
this item and Farengar are dealt with, I'll let you meet her.
Wonderful. Mind if I keep this photo?
Of course, it's all yours. I gotta get the picture for everybody, so give me a minute on this.
Sorry. Esteban is gonna kind of look back down at the photo and just rub his mother's ring. Look down over towards Ayla. What expression does she have?
There. If he looks at her, he immediately catch her eye because she was very carefully watching him. There's a clear look of concern on her face. Not so much about the picture and reveal, more towards him, it seems to be.
How did you even know it was my child? I appear as a tiefling.
Well, when you're the only man that I've slept with, kind of hard to think it's anybody else, now isn't it?
Ever.
Ever to get that far, anyway.
Hmm.
You really should be more careful, you know.
Yeah. I took that route up after a while. It took me a few years. I eventually got there. Is that all?
This took forever to find. Christ. There we go. Yes, that's everything.
Alright.
I do apologize for dropping such big news on you, but you were quite adamant not talking to me earlier. I was trying to catch you alone.
I mean, dropping the fact that you're alive and that I have a daughter is both world shaking in of itself.
Well, Having a child and having no money or anything is also world shaking. But I may do. I'm sure you'll do fine as well.
Right. Um. Sorry.
Inciting? Does it seem like she's been truthful about everything?
Roll me an insight.
Oh fuck! Would he? Is he too shaken up to? I'm gonna.
Oof.
Okay, no, he's not. He'll insight as well.
Okay. She, as far as you guys can tell, is being pretty legit. Esteban, you would know her as the kind of person who wouldn't do something like this.
Yeah.
Um, at least
I mean,
from when you knew her.
a lot can change in 8 years.
A lot can change in 8 years.
Including babies.
Yep.
Uh, I hope she's doing well. And
Well, her name's Dorothea, in case you were wondering.
Dorothea.
And yes, she's well cared for.
I'm sorry.
Well, you're gonna have to brush up on your apology skills.
Uh, I really think that this has been a lot for one night. I think it might actually be a good idea to end this conversation here, and if there's more to say, it can be said at another point, maybe.
Oh, I had nothing else to say. Enjoy your night. She'll walk off.
When she's out of sight, Ella glances up at Esteban again. The unhappy look shifting back to a concerned one.
He just keeps staring at the photo.
Are
Kind of
you alright?
leans back into the wall and eventually like slumps to the floor as he's still staring at it.
She'll follow and kneel next to him.
I have a child.
She gives a small nod of her head. Possibly, yes.
Um, 8 years. I didn't know for 8 years.
That's it, though, isn't it? You didn't know.
Um. Yeah.
What kind of look does he have on his face right now?
Just kind of like this, like 1,000-yard stare into the photo.
Hmm. Um. hmm. Can she insight whether it's kind of just he's still in a state of shock, or if it's guilt, or
Yeah.
okay. Oof. I will use my inspiration.
We have not been rolling good tonight.
He's not really wearing it on his like his defenses have dropped. It is a lot of it is a mixture of both and a lot of both.
Hmm. Okay. She'll move kind of slowly, kind of giving him the chance to move away if he doesn't want to be touched at the moment. And carefully wrap her arms around his head to rest the side of it against her shoulder, to pet his hair the way she did all those months back.
He slightly leans into her.
It'll be alright. Okay?
Yeah. Kind of eventually puts the photo down and kind of presses his fingers into his like brow and just kind of lets out a sigh. As he like massages his temple for a moment.
She kisses the top of his head, then rests her cheek against it.
Kind of leans back and slowly looks into Ayla's eyes. Gives her a warm smile. Thank you.
She gives him a warm smile in return, lowering one of her arms to kind of rest the hand against his cheek. It's alright. You don't have to figure this out alone, okay?
He gives her a nod. No. Knowing kind of smile. Little meek. Yeah.
She looks down to the photo he had kind of set down for a moment, then back to him. It's rather late to be receiving all this news. Do you want to try getting some rest? And then we can talk it over and think about it in the morning?
Yeah. I think I'm just going to sit out here for a couple of minutes.
Okay. Without really even... without really even thinking about it, she actually just takes a seat there next to him, drawing her knees up to her chest and resting her arms there. Seeming to just kind of be there to offer her presence and doesn't try to talk anymore unless he does.
He'll sit there and lose track of time. I don't know if Ayla would say anything after time goes by, but he'd probably sit there for like close to half an hour.
She stays the entire time.
Eventually, he'll kind of snap out of it and, sorry, I got lost in thought. We can try to go back to sleep.
She leans onto her side to kind of rest the side of her head on his shoulder and just says, "You don't have to apologize. If you want to go to bed, we can go to bed. You want to sit out here longer? You'll sit out here with you. Whatever you need, okay?"
Yeah. We're heading out tomorrow. I think we should try.
Okay. She'll get up and offer him a hand to help him up.
He'll take it.
And yeah, she'll guide him back so the two can get tucked back in for bed, making sure the doors shut and locked behind them, and then settle in.
You see Unit in the corner.
Is he actually there?
Yeah.
It is his room. He has established that earlier.
He'll walk over to Unit and kind of crouch down and just say, Unit, do you think you could give us the room for tonight?
What? You're kicking me out?
No, requesting.
He can stay.
Are you sure?
It's fine.
Look, those skeleton things freak me out.
Speaking of which, you just see a skeleton in a maid outfit just sweeping the floors randomly.
Outside, someone's closed the door.
Just washing the window.
Yeah, washing
so
the
that's
window at time of night.
They're on 24-hour maintenance, man. They literally don't do anything but clean when he tells them to do that nonstop.
Ayla shuts the blinds.
Yeah, if they're constantly doing that, Esteban would usually have the blinds closed at night because he's like, go away.
Told you, they're fucking everywhere. They're weird.
They're fucking weeds.
Oh my god.
I can try to get some soup.
You know, I know a great ancient lullaby.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
Just sit there and shut up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand. You're hurting.
Ayla pitches the bridge of her nose.
Esteban just
Esteban
like
also-
practically slaps this guy and is just like, I'm sorry I did that.
Esteban's starting to realize why Victor keeps trying to blow him up now.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Oh my god. Ayla will give the little robot a look and hold up a finger to her lips in a shushing motion, for climbing up into bed with Esteban, and rather than kind of the typical cuddly type position that she usually does, she's actually going to return to the carefully holding his head thing and just pet his hair until she falls asleep too.
So DM, what do I have to roll to check whether or not I get a good night's sleep?
Ooh.
Wisdom or con, I guess.
I'd say this is more of a psychological thing, so wisdom.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, does he get advantage with
It's
assistance?
advantage. Oh.
Okay.
I was gonna
Well,
say
just make it
disadvantage.
normal.
Yeah,
Make it
I was gonna say
normal.
disadvantage, but it had like alogism advantage, so it's a normal. Oh god.
Oh,
Oof. Nope.
The bot is exhausted.
Woo!
I have a weird question.
Yeah.
Is Squishy doing okay? Like, how's Squishy been?
Squishy's fine. He's an interdimensional being.
Yeah, like,
I forgot we had that.
Yeah, I know.
he do?
What does he do?
I mean,
He squishies.
He just chills on your shoulder and like eats shit.
okay. Is it okay if Everin cuddles him while she sleeps, or is that not an okay thing?
It's your pet. You do you.
Okay. This thing is terrifying, but Everin's like, this is my baby. This is.
You feed it. You feed it. That makes it happy, so it'll put up with that.
hmm
I forgot what this thing even
The
looked
second you
like.
stop feeding it.
It's basically a squid space octopus.
Yeah, I know.
And when it
I
opens its maw, it turns into an eldritch horror.
Does it?
It looks like
Yeah.
this. Looks like that, but with like black with like a purple outline. And its eyes are glowing purple, kind of. There you go.
And Nano said that whenever it eats, like a giant mouth just opens up and just like with razor sharp teeth and just swallows it or just eats it.
Pretty much.
And everyone is okay with this.
I mean, at this point, this party has seen weirder literally every Tuesday.
It's been with Evren since for months now. It's traveled up north with her. It's been there for a while.
Yeah, that happened back with the underground cast. Yeah.
Happened right before Reaper's fight.
Anyways, next morning.
Ah, yes, next morning.
So, you guys now know that Esteban's a changeling.
I've got to
Those
point
of
out
us who didn't already know.
that seems to be the most common thing now in every group I've played in is someone's a changeling or makes a changeling.
I don't know. I've been a tiefling. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, just because you can
In
hide
character,
it
they
better
don't
than a
know.
lot. I suppose it's not bonus too that Nano doesn't do the knocked unconscious. You revert. You have to die to revert.
I wasn't even planning to do a hint that revealed that or anything. I was literally trying to use that as an angle to be like, why this isn't Esteban's child.
I wasn't expecting the drop.
Look,
You
you
should
pushed.
bring it your pride.
You pushed, and she answered.
It's true. You did say half tiefling, and she's like, "No, it's not a half tiefling."
Yeah, that's the point is I was trying to catch her off guard and be like, yes, it is half tiefling, so that a whole understanding would come across of oh, that it's not his kid.
Except that it was his kid, and it's undeniable now. That's better than any maternity test.
Imagine her surprise when she gave birth to Dorothea and thought it was supposed to be a half tiefling, and it was a fucking changeling.
Secrets upon secrets in this party.
It's okay.
Esteban is a living secret.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think anybody in the party would give a rat's ass that he's a changeling.
No, but he hides it for a reason.
reason.
Yeah. I mean, he dates vampires. What really could be...
Oh, don't
His
worry.
family's a vampire. Of vampires.
Don't worry. There's worse to come.
I know.
This was just the appetizer.
Can't wait for everybody. I can't wait for Victor to find out that that Esteban's a father, and Victor is
Fuck.
just going to
God.
he's going to take him aside for the talk.
I don't know. You just throw a ball at the wall or something. I don't know. What do you?
Look, you think it's a good. You think it's the plus side. You got the Mr. Diaper years, so.
Here, fetch, child.
That is not how you play with a child.
You know, it'd be one thing if the mother wasn't involved in the kid's life, but because she is, it makes it so weird.
Yep.
Well, the situation that's how it had to evolve, unfortunately. Based off the backstory there.
So it's official. He has one child he now knows of. Are there more?
I don't know yet.
From what I've written, no.
Did you write this?
No, I did not write he had a child, but I wrote that she is like, this was the one case where he was like this was like during his like I'm fucking around years. A lot of his relationships after have been much more safe.
Since he only aims for, since he like tended to aim for like the super, confident type, I'm surprised that was her only time.
All vampires who can't give birth. So
yeah, probably why he's been sticking to the undead.
Well, you can be confident and be a virgin. Come on. Anyway. Yeah, so the next morning comes. There's like a nice feast that Avis.
I wanted to do a thing.
Yeah, Halani needed an RP with
yeah.
somebody.
Go on.
So at some point, during the night, either before the ball or during the ball or just after the ball or whatever, Halani would approach Jubei.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what you were doing around all of that, because it'd be pretty much a time where you're not with Davia.
Davia, yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, him and Davia aren't at the hip. Davia might be, depending how much chocolate Davia ate, there's probably an open window.
Yeah.
She didn't gouge or didn't, what's the word? Splurge or whatever. I don't know.
Gorge. The word you're looking for is gorge.
Gorge. Yeah, she didn't gorge herself. But she'd be checking out what expensive drinks there are, so that's a chance.
Yeah, she's got to keep them for the treasury, to
exactly
build over time.
Yeah. But in any case, there's opportunity. It's not like they'd be there 24/7. So we'll say sometime after or during the bowl, there's a moment when you get Jubei alone where he probably just heads outside for some fresh air.
Yeah, we'll say during or something.
Yeah, so let's say he heads out for some fresh air to do some thinking, as he does, the forlorn bastard that he is.
Elani, I didn't see you there.
I'm sorry to bother you if you're trying to step out to get away from everyone.
Oh, no, it is nothing serious. I just was coming out to get some fresh air and clear my head. A bit of company is acceptable, though.
Is there something particular on your mind at the moment?
It's just worries of the future. Nothing particular, I suppose.
About the trip to Sperso?
Yes. I mean, I've already mentioned this to Davia, but I am a little concerned about what awaits us with this cure of mine. I just worry there's a price there. Don't know if I will. Never mind, I shouldn't be worrying about this sort of thing.
Well, The matter that I have to talk to you about is actually to do with Spurso.
Kind of cocks an eyebrow. That
Really? What is it, Holani?
I am not going to go.
Plan to stay here?
Yes.
And I'm assuming that, like, imagine them, like, standing in front of, like, a window or something and, like, looking through and just seeing, like, Ragnar just messing something up. Like, trying to, like, pour himself a drink or something and he just spills it everywhere or
He
something.
just falls over and
He
falls
just
over
falls
again
let's
and
be honest.
again.
chances are he's doing something. The Minotaur triplets run by, knock him over on his ass, and he's like, "Oh God!" Start rolling him
End
down
up on
the
a cliff. So totally down.
and the three Minotaur children just start rolling him down the
Don't you dare.
hallway.
She just eyeballs that just happening.
Well, with how Ragnar is at the moment, I really don't want to leave him in this condition. I was really hoping that he was going to be able to take care of himself a bit better, but I'd really prefer to stay.
Of course, Hilani. You're more than welcome to stay here if you wish. There is no... what's the word I am looking for? It is not mandatory for you to join us when we leave places. Ragnar is important to you and he needs looking after.
Looks over at the Minotaur children still harassing him.
A lot of it by the looks of things.
Would you want me to ask around and find somebody to take my place?
I am certain we will ask for volunteers. We do not wish to be short-handed in this scenario, so I'm sure someone would be more than willing to assist us. But if you wish to stay here, as always, Elani, it is your decision.
I just wanted to make sure, because you came along and helped me with... Well, I guess we did go to help Ragnar, but you did stay around and help with everything that I was dealing with. And I just wanted to make sure.
It is fine, Elani. I mean, I will admit your company will be missed, but I am sure we can survive.
And while you are gone, I'm going to have this time to have my sword enchanted by someone.
Oh, kind of tilts his head at that.
Anyone in particular, or is this some sort of secret?
That was more like, I don't know if that would be like one of our wizards or if that would be like Alistair kind of thing.
Alistair can handle it.
Alistair can handle it. Victor can handle. We literally have nothing but casters that can handle this.
Cass is an artificer. Cass can do it.
Probably
have-
better to have Alistair do it so it doesn't eat up the time of the other.
Yeah. No, I just wasn't
Roderick.
sure if that was like something he would do.
I mean, he's out of work right now, so yeah, he would do it.
I am sure he would be quite capable of helping you with that. He, after all, is more than talented. I still have to have him take a look at this sometime as
He takes out his family sword, the Dawnblade.
I still have no idea what these things is about.
Well, I'm sure when you have the time, you would get it looked at and work it all out.
I hope so. Knowing my luck, it has to do with all this worry of serenity thing I am supposed to become.
Kind of looks over at Helani and realizes, I don't know if I actually ever mentioned that to you, did I?
No, not really.
And I suppose, you will remember when we are in that strange moving vehicle underground in Skygore. entered my mind.
Yes.
Well, apart from that, my old master was in there as well somehow. And apparently, he told me I am supposed to become the legendary warrior of Serenity. It is a legend amongst my people. An incredibly powerful figure. Honestly, I could not think of a worse candidate than myself, but my master thinks to believe that I am the right man for the job.
Jubei, you are absolutely perfect for the job. Look around, look at this place, look at the communities that we have brought together. It's all because of you.
Yeah, fuck it. He noticeably blushes at that comment.
Especially because she has expertise and insight, so.
Yeah, and he's got no deception. Like none. Negative.
Yes, thank you, Helani, but I don't know if this was just me. I mean, there was a group here to help build this place. I was just elected leader. And to be
Yes,
honest,
and you led them well.
Kind of stops and looks at Halani. And I like a very happy smile crosses his face. It goes,
you know, that does mean a lot, Helani. Thank you very much for that.
No problem, Jubei.
he kind of takes a deep sigh and looks out and amongst the crowd of people still probably at the fair.
You know, I really do think this is a wonderful place that we have built here. I mean, where else can you have orcs, humans,
And looks over at the skeletons.
the walking embodiments of necrotic energy getting along peacefully?
It really is a wild and wacky place. But it's so beautiful.
It really is. Really is.
Kinda. You see, like, there's just a small tear kind of well up in his eyes. He wipes it away.
You know, Helani, I am going to say we will miss you as we journey without you, but as you said, I am pretty sure Ragnar needs your assistance here. And while you are busy with him, just make sure the rest of the place does well as keeps together as well.
I'll make sure it doesn't burn down in your absence.
Oh, that would be very helpful. Especially with the explosion with Tikon Victor and that skeleton tonight. I have to admit, it put me on edge just a little.
I like to think that the single tear welling up is when he's thinking about how beautiful a place is and how Kiros wasn't here to see it.
Oh,
Oh, man! That hurts! Now, the single tear in his eye comes from the fact that it's like, oh god, thank god Kiros wasn't
Yeah.
here to see it. It's like, this place wouldn't be so beautiful if Kiros was here. Just be full of, like, a bunch of fishmen. His entire extended family moves in. He's like, why did we build the pool? God, I can only imagine what would happen if Kiros was living here. Just imagine him, like, bathing in the frickin' bath. That's constant.
sea!
Kinds of shit. Oh, the sea! We all must get together now. Oh, fucking
Bring back
Kiros.
Bill.
Oh god.
Bill and Kiros. That's in peace.
They shall
Hey,
be missed.
Bill didn't die.
He might as well have died.
Let's be honest, he probably got killed on his way to his brother's.
Well, in any case, thank you for telling me, Selani. So, I am grateful for you, or everything that you have done for us so far.
You mean cause you trouble?
Well, maybe a little, but you helped get us out of quite a bit as well. But let's be honest,
And he looks back at the keep and he looks up at the
I have a feeling everybody here is going to be causing us trouble. I mean, it's not like you have a strange child running around causing us issues or something.
Looks at Evren.
Said that, and I just thought about like Esteban stuff.
Yeah, I know that was the meme joke.
And I was just like, oh god, oh god.
I mean, could you imagine, not seeing a child for 8 years, they pop up, boom, everything is different.
Anyways.
But yes, I mean, it's wonderful. We'll have to see who is going to have to take your place tomorrow, but as I said, there are more than enough competent people here. Perhaps Tommen will want to volunteer for the mission. Not that I'd allow him to join my job.
I was going to say, he has improved, but I really didn't think that was a good idea.
No, it is not. To be
I
honest,
saw him yesterday try to throw an axe at a tree, and somehow it ended up behind him.
yes, I believe Victor said one of his skeletons had it in his rib cage as he walked by. I have no idea how Tommen does these things, but it is quite a miraculous thing. Did you see him actually try to have a dance with Everin? That was interesting.
I mean, I think that's just cute. There's, Eva parts?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, Eva parts? Heart of East? No, Heart of East doesn't make sense.
The gift of hearts, yeah.
Hearts of Thieves.
It is the Hearts of Thieves tonight. Definitely.
Yes, well, I mean, the boy at least has high aspirations for himself. I just hope he's got a higher constitution.
I mean, you know how Evan gets with her pranks. He says, kind of like doing the eye waggle of all the times he has been thunderwaved or lightning bolt by her.
Yes, I know she likes her pranks. So maybe he might learn a lesson of what he's getting himself into.
Maybe. Worst case scenario, Victor will always have another skeleton, I suppose, running around.
He says that with like a
Oh, God.
cocksure. This is a gay smile.
Oh god. I just imagine like just hearing some form of crashing sound in the background as Ragnar fucks something up again. Well, I should probably go back in there before he ends up a skeleton.
Oh, yes, true. And I better go in and make sure Davia hasn't taken everything.
You see her like inching towards someone to reach into their pocket.
Yeah, I figured.
She's trying to like steal from Ragnar and Ragnar's
That's probably what's happening. The crash you heard was her stealing Ragnar's shit.
You know, it's Davia like pulled her foot out, so he fell over and like crashed into a table, and she's trying to like reach into his pocket while she does this.
He tries to help him up and just pickpocketing him. Yeah, that sounds like that sounds about right. Hey, well, like that was Halani's scene.
So yeah.
Unless you had more.
No, that was it. I just wanted to inform that I'm not taking Halani.
We are going to have a Zypher. Oh, this will be fun.
We are not gonna have a Zypher.
No. Well, now I am curious.
I don't know if Nana wants me to say or
Give it a minute. Let it stew, marinate.
I mean, it's one of only two options I can think of. Either you got another character coming in, or you're leaving.
Both,
I'm not leaving.
both at the same time.
My cat says hello.
Meow.
Hello.
Pet kitty, pet kitty, pet kitty, pet kitty, pet, pet, pet.
Actually, speaking of cat, keep going. Anyways, keep going. So yeah, Nano, what's next?
Oh,
I'm waiting for Nana's word for me to be able to say.
Is anything going to happen to Evren?
Wait, what do you mean? In terms of what?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for something. So I
Tom
can.
asked her to dance. He's gonna try to make a move.
Oh.
High aspirations.
Evren
I
will
should
take.
rename him Icarus.
Evren will take the dance, but that's about it.
He's making them schmoves.
Hey man. Let's see how he does.
Can we see the roll there, Nano? It's either a 1 or 1 for Cinder. Oh God.
No, that wasn't me. He rolled on.
It's
It's just
Tom.
because he rolled it, but he had it, so
This
like
time.
I had Cinder like.
Just because I had
still-
Cinder's token selected, so.
Cinder Tom and rolled a 1.
And I rolled a 19.
Missing with those
You-
axes, and he's missing with them feet.
You spend more time in the dance dodging his clumsy steps, almost stepping on your feet, than you do actually dancing.
Okay.
why do I just imagine it's like super awkward? He's trying to make it like super romantic, and he's like just trying to like stare into the eyes or something, and that's just all he's focusing on. He's not focusing on footwork.
You notice that his chin has a nice cleft in it.
Okay, just for the meme, Jubei, and when Jubei and Halani walk back in, they see this, and he just turns to her and he goes, "That boy really isn't good at anything, is he?"
Kalani elbows Jubei.
While this is happening, Evren looks over to Jubei and Halani and just mouths, "Help me."
I feel like Cinder would see this and kind of walk on over and imposing over Tom and Fire Lady.
Roll intimidation.
Here comes the first nat 20 of the night.
God. It's a 10.
I mean, for a measly boy.
What the fuck?
Did
Can
you
we
Well,
see what
that's
this
one.
is? Can we see what this is, please?
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, see? So that's it for a measly boy.
You know, and exactly what Jubei said. That boy really isn't good at
Exactly
anything.
what I
She's not, she's not even she's not even trying to like intimidate in particular. She just sees like Evren like distressed and she just walks over like not even about to do anything.
Tommen zips away. Well, it was fun. Bye.
Evren will go back to dancing with Cinder and is much more comfortable now.
Even though she's burning. This
That's
is fine.
fine.
This is
Evan would
better.
rather. Evan, yeah, this is better for Evan. She's smiling now a little bit.
Okay. I wanted to see if I got triple ones, but he didn't.
Falls over. Knocks into Ragnar. Ragnar falls over.
Man, that's the third one of the
Literally, like,
night, though.
Halani helps Ragnar up, Tommen runs in, and Ragnar falls over again.
It's just Ragnar just keeps getting knocked down all night. It's like, why?
Oh, man.
He lost his balance.
He lost his EK ability, and or he lost his Hex Blade ability, and now he's just become the gang.
I mean, he's still exhausted kind of thing, so...
I idea
Yeah.
this is Hexblade.
Or Hexblade.
The Black Knight shattered his
Sword.
hexblade. Yeah,
Oh,
destroyed it. So
Yep.
that's not nice.
and repeatedly tortured him for what is seemingly felt to Ragnar like months, years, even.
Oh,
Pocket dimensions are fun.
hence why he is hospitalized for the last 3 months
Oh,
Yeah.
It's only been a month.
or
It's only
month
been a
or whatever. Yeah.
He also lost. Well, obviously he lost his magic, but he can't even use his demigod ability right now.
He's a
Yeah.
poor broken man.
Ragnar got pretty fucked up, and he's like very jumpy.
why didn't the Black Knight take Ragnar?
He did. He traded Ragnar for the gauntlets.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Oh.
weren't there, so you missed his whole reasoning. Okay. So the Black Knight's reasoning, since Everett in character was there, but you weren't, is he wants to delete the Pantheon and become the singular god
mm-hmm.
because he doesn't like the way they're doing things.
In other words, he's trying to destroy the Accord. Sound familiar?
Yeah, sound familiar?
Everyone's different. Okay.
It always starts that way.
Everyone might be the new villain, but for right now, she's not.
Right now, everyone has more in common with the villain than the party. There's a problem here.
It's not a problem to Everin.
Oh.
Anyways, go on, Nano.
Yeah, so the next morning arrives. Avis made a nice big breakfast. Ragnar isn't there because he has his own place now. It is very unfortunate that Judah isn't here, but you guys would see Twin in a nice set of new armor with a nice new weapon.
Ooh.
And then, yeah, you guys would see Tommen walk in with just like an oversized set of plate armor for him. You can tell it's one of the sets of plates that just kind of are in the hallways.
In other words,
I
he took
heard-
the ornament armor.
Yeah, he took the ornamental armor and he's got like this fancy longsword. I heard somebody needs some help in Spurso. Allow me.
Tommen, don't take this the wrong way, but get back to your post.
Yeah, I saw your dance moves the other night. It wasn't.
Can you
Wasn't
even move in that armor? You realize that armor is like battle ready, right?
What? I move fine. Come on. See, he starts to walk.
Junpei will walk up and just give him a light shove to knock him over because that stuff's usually twice as heavy as normal armor.
You just hear a loud clang and like plates rattling and stuff.
David cracks up and Ayla kind of rushes over to help him up.
He like
I'm
falls
sure
on his
that-
back and trying to get up, but it's like a turtle on his back.
I'm sure with enough practice, you'll do fine.
Ayla, that's not even true plate armor. That is ornamental.
He just needs to gain a bit of more upper body strength, and you'll have it in no time, right? It offers Tommen a small smile.
Yes, of course.
Ayla, it has nothing to do with body strength. That stuff is not designed for combat.
It's just, I mean, whispers to Tommen, is this for practice?
Tommen nods his head. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Deception.
Yeah, on a roll inside.
There you go.
Oh, it finally rolled well.
Let's see if she'll catch that or not.
That actually,
My
that
passive was
Junpei's
19.
passive would be, but yeah. Now that, like,
Nope.
Nope. Now that Junpei wouldn't know that you do not practice in ornamental armor. Like, Junpei knows how it works. Ayla wouldn't, but...
Ayla just nods her head in agreement. Like, yeah, you're very smart, so I know you know that it just takes a bit of practice and you'll get better.
Yes, of course.
Tommen, in any case, you are not coming with us right now. You obviously still need more training.
Oh, come on. What better training is there than being on a mission?
Staying alive long enough to, train.
Oh, you wanted to come with us?
Well, yeah, I heard that you weren't gonna have Halani, so I was like,
Oh,
I figured, there's an opening, there's a spot on the team,
no,
and I'm ready to.
no.
No.
He just looks absolutely shocked. His mouth is open. He's like, "What do you mean? I helped you guys. Come on.
We already have someone filling in. Don't worry.
Who is it? It better not be Wes. Is it Hector?
It could be Wesif.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, she said it in that exact voice.
Yeah, no, I think no.
Oh my god. Yes, that exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was aiming for. Thank you.
No. But we could get back at it. No. God, that was such a good. That was funny.
Ella just pats his shoulder. Is just like, I'm sure eventually, you'll be strong enough that we can bring you along.
That's basically Tommen's reaction right there.
What? No. Talman, go to Rankin's who we made captain of the guards, right? Rannick.
Rannick is, yes.
Yeah, go to Rannick, get your training done. I am sure he has drills for you to run.
You'll get there eventually.
There might not be a spot on the team open when I'm ready. I'm ready now. Come on.
There isn't a spot now. It's already closed.
I would just like to point out, though, is that after all this, and if it was Zypher joining the party, how fucking funny would that be? That they take the little slice. I just have that thought. It's like, okay, Jupiter, I'm ready to go. It's like, come on.
No. It's 2 months before Gaston comes.
2.
It's 2 months.
Me calculating.
Well, it's just because based on like if you go into the calendar on your
It's the
Royal
41st
Anvil,
Manta.
the
No, I think there's more time, but I'll have to review when the tournament happens.
In any case, yeah.
Because
Come
I
on,
want to
you
know what the
You're
date
busting my
is.
balls here. You're busting my balls here. I've been. He's frustrated and walks out.
Also, while all that's happening, Ayla's gonna kind of like inch towards Esteban and kind of lower her voice to whisper to him and say, would you like some tea?
I would like some tea, yes.
Okay. She'll
Jupe
sneak off to go do that. Try not to gather any attention.
gets everybody back into the council chamber.
Okay, so we are having to leave here today, and unfortunately Hilani cannot join us, so we will possibly need a replacement for her to join. We also have to still discover who is all going on this mission.
Nano, you never really answered the DM I sent you of if my thing I wanted to do is okay.
I suppose.
Yay, thank you.
Are you taking both, Nikki?
Yeah, it's just with battles, Davia's gonna be treated like kind of like, you know, an NPC fighting in the side battles. Until
Fair
the
enough.
until the major one. For Jubei's thing.
They're there, but they're not.
Exactly.
They're dealing with. She's having her own fight. She's like, nah, I got this. Fucking
head off.
I am curious, Nikki. If you could have only taken one, which one would you have taken?
I think that's too difficult.
Yeah.
Very
Because
hard.
Nanos had to slap in Estevan's backstory, yeah.
Yeah.
If he didn't slap on 2 backstories, it would have been a pretty easy pick, but because both of them are having major backstory now.
Yeah.
You did this, Nano.
Okay, Boblin Goblin.
Resurrect me.
Yeah, so since it's focused in now on the 2 characters my characters care a lot for, I'm like, well, fuck.
It's kind of hard to leave one behind.
Yeah.
In any case,
Can I
guess
text him though?
No!
everybody leaves the castle, just leaving Victor. They come back, it's just a skeletal army of thousands. She's like, am I going to be overboard with no supervision?
Oh god.
They're all like on rocket
There's
packs
no-
and like
What do you mean no supervision? B team is literally no supervision.
Yeah.
Victor's the supervision of B team.
I know, that's the scary part.
B team is literally just all insane in some way.
I mean, to be fair, Estevan is supposed to be B team.
Yeah, Esteban would be but I think Esteban is now A team.
Yeah.
Evan's going to go because it's Jubei and stuff, and like she's not going to leave, but you guys behind.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that means we have a full group ready to leave. Victor, as always, you will have to look after things while we are gone. Try not to blow the castle up, please, with Dick. I know you want to build that flying machine of yours. Just take it slowly.
Yeah. Whatever you say, Jubei.
It's about now the doors open up. And I'll let Alani do this. Go ahead, Halani.
Ah!
God, I noticed that token earlier. I'm wondering what the hell that was about.
Stella. Yeah. I'm playing Stella. I'm playing an NPC.
Dana!
God, I'm nervous.
Is okay.
It's okay.
Stella walks in, battle ready.
Hello, Stella. Is that, can we assist you?
I'm not gonna do a voice because I'm too nervous to do a voice. So
That's fine.
That's okay.
I heard about the spot with Halani. I'm just gonna do Halani's voice apparently. Never mind.
That's fine. It'll make the transition easy.
Yeah.
And
Stand-in voice.
I was wondering if I could aid you.
Well, we do have the opening. Of course you may join us.
You just hear,
I mean-
oh, come on!
Some people now distinguish themselves in the tournament and won't take it out by a lightning bolt in the first round.
Wait, what class was Stella again?
Paladin.
Stella's a pally,
Oh, we have a paladin.
which means we have aura now, people.
Oh, fuck
Yeah. Oath of the Crown.
Never been near it.
Eyes Davia because of Paladin.
What? Is she? What race is she? By the way.
I think
Asima.
human. Or ASMR, okay, yeah.
So not a
Oh.
demigod.
No, there's an interesting context behind Asmar.
She's like
yeah.
human looking.
As a paladin, I'm trying to remember what paladins can do with like detection stuff.
Uh,
I mean, they
not
can
much.
detect fiends, undead,
Yeah.
and celestials.
You mean the divine sense? I'm
Okay,
asking
okay.
Nikki.
So technically, you would ping just slightly, in the same way she would also ping herself, but slightly.
But
Okay,
not
okay.
Esteban. Ha.
Yeah, there
Everyone
you
get
go.
paid.
That's what it is. There.
Wow, that actually is one way to determine. Like that kind of screws over Esteban. Like I don't get a ping from Esteban, despite the fact that he's clearly a tiefling.
Well,
That is
You're-
wrong.
You remember that that sword that injured, like that hurts Davia, that Jube
Yeah.
has, the Fiend Saying sword? He made sure to not touch the blade because that would reveal.
Oh,
I
so
mean,
He's not a
also technically, it's a celestial fiend or undead, not a humanoid that may be part celestial fiend or
True.
undead.
That is
True.
true.
I mean, it's a DM discretion. So I
Yeah.
usually say you still get a ping because you're technically still part of that thing.
I have a quick question. How bright is Evrin right now? Because she's a demigod. Like, how big of a ping is that?
I mean, looking at Davi is one thing, but you also have a vampire in the room. So
Yeah, so you get lots of pings.
Yeah, I'm just pinging off of everyone in the pod.
You'd be getting like a full pig from Davia.
That ping's as crazy as Everin's ping
Yeah.
in a different way.
Cool.
Huh.
But nothing from Esteban.
Tries.
That's
Epic.
weird.
I mean,
One
there wouldn't have
tiefling's
been
really-
any. Oh yeah. Don't worry.
It would have
What?
come to light eventually.
One tiefling's really bright. The other one's not showing anything at all. That's weird. Weird tieflings are here.
I mean, to be fair, I'm assuming that, if Stella had used it already, because, she's been here for months, this is probably just standard information to her anyway.
exactly.
Mhm.
Well, Stella, it is most appreciative to have you with us.
It is my honor.
Well, with a group assembled, then I guess we should decide our best plan of action to head towards the city.
DM. Oh, did I say I purchased the teleportation?
You'd mentioned it.
How much was it again? Fuck. So,
Shit. Was that a text conversation or a voice?
it is. I don't know. 250 gold, which Esteban would have mentioned to the party if they wanted to pitch in to get the teleportation sigil for Spurso, and then Esteban could teleport them there.
Okay.
Halani would have.
250 gold total.
250. So 4 people need to pitch in 50 gold.
How does Esteban not have enough money when he has bank
Oh, he
notes?
does. But he is like, this is a group decision,
No. Everyone's not paying a single cent to that man.
That's fine.
Jube will give his 50.
Ayla will pitch in too. She'd probably offer to purchase the whole thing and then probably
Also,
needs
he
to get turned
doesn't-
down.
He doesn't take money from his parents.
Ayla will offer to pay the whole thing, so if someone can please turn her down.
Oh, Esteban will turn her down.
Thank you.
I like how Nikki always has to do, please turn me down. Don't let me do this. I don't want to spend money. It hurts.
So with Halani adding hers in as well, that's everyone.
Ayla, Jube, Esteban, Halani. Where's the 5th?
Twin?
Oh wait, no, I miscounted.
Oh, yeah.
Halani will do 100.
Esteban will pay 100, it's fine.
Okay, but
Well, with the teleportation, that will get us there quickly, at least.
Indeed.
So Nano, I can't just to recall. What are we supposed to be? Are we supposed to be meeting Satoshi somewhere, or what's going on? I can't remember the specifics.
Yeah, you get to meet Satoshi in not the capital, but one of the larger cities that I've yet to really name.
Fair enough.
But there's a teleportation circle network in Spurso that you guys could activate and get to. So there's no problem with travel. Basically, once you guys decide to go, you're instantly there. And
Did I ruin your boat travel?
No.
I'm sorry.
you're gonna get interrupted while teleporting. You're gonna fight the asteroid.
Hey, by endgame, Jubei will have that ability to use that spell.
Get Shrek'd. No, if you guys did by boat, I would have skipped over it anyway. So.
You would have what?
Skipped over it anyway.
Ah,
Yeah, it just been a time thing. Time constraints are important here.
yep. Which is
But-
why I did it.
With that, that's all I had planned for tonight. And since it's almost 11 o'clock now, might as well call it there, and we'll start Spurso in full next session.
Sounds good. Stop and
Woo.
recording.